No one's known Donald as well as Ivana has, and for as long as she's known him. She's perhaps his oldest, dearest friend.
Ivana Trump, the first wife of Donald Trump, has died in New York City. The former president announcing on his social media app, Truth Social, saying she was a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led a great and inspirational life.
To sum him up, this is the kind of guy that, you want to talk about a fighter? This is the most resilient human being I've ever met. If you see the shit that this guy's going through publicly every day.
The Trumps were a power couple in New York in the 1980s and 90s before their divorce. She is the mother of Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump. She was 73 years old.
One time, I've never talked about this publicly, but one time I called him and he was not good. He was a mess. And I've never heard him like that, and I've never seen him like that when Ivana died. The only time I've ever seen him fucked up. Obviously, as soon as I heard it, I reached out, and I have never. Look at all the stuff that's gone on with Trump, all the bad stuff that they say. They're trying to attack him, they're trying to ruin him. Unfazed. I called him that day, and this is the first time I've ever seen that guy busted up and not good.
Ivana Trump, born Ivana Marie Zelníčková on February 20th, 1949, in Zlín, Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic, has had a multifaceted career beyond her marriage to Donald Trump. She was raised in a Catholic household. Her father was an electrical engineer and her mother worked as a telephone operator. Her father encouraged his daughter's skiing abilities, a practice she began at age 4. After developing skills as a skier, Ivana joined the junior national ski team, which offered her opportunities to travel beyond the Soviet-era communist boundaries of what was then the Czechoslovak Socialist Republic. Ivana was raised in Czechoslovakia and studied physical education at Charles University in Prague. She worked as a ski instructor and later as a model.
From when I was younger, I always wanted to be a model because there's such an energy and a pulse created when you watch the shows. And I used to go and I used to sit on my parents' lap.
Her profession, so she always been it. So when she told me that it was only to nurture, that one day, if she's going to have the looks, she will be able to do it, and she does have the look.
She lived in Canada in the 1970s, before relocating to the United States and marrying Donald Trump in 1977. In 1976, Ivana crossed paths with Donald Trump, who was already a well-known figure in New York real estate and business circles. Their meeting marked the beginning of a whirlwind romance. The following year, Ivana and Donald tied the knot in 1977. Their lavish wedding ceremony captured the attention of the media, solidifying their status as a power couple in New York's social scene. Throughout their marriage, Ivana and Donald Trump were fixtures in New York's elite social circles. They attended high-profile events, hosted extravagant parties, and were often seen rubbing shoulders with celebrities, politicians, and business magnates.
I'll tell you truthfully, we don't have tremendous fights. We should have world record-setting fights, but we really don't. We get along very well, and there's not a lot of disagreement because ultimately Ivana does exactly as I tell her to do.
Alongside her husband, Ivana became involved in various business ventures, including the development of Trump Tower and the Trump Organization's real estate projects. She also engaged in philanthropic activities, supporting causes related to children's health and education. Known for her impeccable sense of style and elegance, Ivana became a fashion icon during her marriage to Donald Trump. Her glamorous appearances at social events and public outings garnered admiration and attention from the press. During their marriage, Ivana and Donald were blessed with 3 children: Donald Jr., born 1977, Ivanka, born 1981, and Eric, born 1984. Donald Jr., with the assistance of his maternal grandfather, mastered fluent Czech, while Ivanka attained only a rudimentary grasp of her mother's native language. Eric, born at a time when his grandparents had already transitioned to using English comfortably, was not exposed to Czech from birth. A critic reviewing the 2018 Netflix documentary miniseries, Trump, An American Dream, depicted Ivana as a charismatic workaholic, a career-driven woman, and an equal partner intentionally chosen by Trump to stand by his side and challenge him.
That as far back as the 1980s, Donald Trump was considering a run. Reagan or somebody brought him a letter and said, "You should run for president."
There is no ceasefire in the battle of Trump versus Trump.
But she now says the couple's messy divorce made that impossible.
The tumultuous relationship between the Trumps captured public attention during the Christmas season of 1989. While vacationing in Aspen, Colorado, tensions flared when Ivana confronted Donald's mistress, Marla Maples.
As Ivana told Barbara Walters, the woman who would eventually become the second Mrs. Trump approached her out of the blue.
She said, "I'm Marla, and I love your husband. Do you?" Yes. What did you say?
Get lost. I love my husband very much.
Reports from the Chicago Tribune indicated that by February 1990, Donald had barred Ivana from her office at the Plaza Hotel, sparking a legal dispute over the validity of their 4 prenuptial agreements. In October 1990, tragedy struck when Ivana's 63-year-old father, Milos Zelníčková, unexpectedly passed away from a heart attack. The Guardian revealed that her father had served as an informant for Czechoslovakia's Státní bezpečnost, STB, intelligence service, relaying information obtained from his daughter, including an accurate prediction of George H.W. Bush's victory in the 1988 presidential election. Despite their marital strife and impending divorce, Donald stood by Ivana's side at her father's funeral in Zlín, held in November 1990. The Trumps' highly publicized divorce proceedings garnered global attention, dominating the front pages of New York tabloids for 11 consecutive days and becoming the sole focus of Liz Smith's news coverage for 3 months. In her deposition related to the divorce, Ivana accused Donald of rape and aggressive behavior. She later confirmed feeling violated in Harry Hurt III's book, Lost Tycoon: The Many Lives of Donald J. Trump. However, a statement issued by Donald and his legal team contended that while Ivana had used the term rape, she did not intend it in a literal or criminal sense. The uncontested divorce was finalized in December 1990 on the grounds of cruel and inhumane treatment by Donald. As part of the divorce settlement, Ivana was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement and seek Donald's permission before discussing their marriage publicly. According to the New York Times in 1991, the settlement awarded Ivana $14 million, a 45-room mansion in Connecticut, an apartment in Trump Plaza, and annual access to Mar-a-Lago for 1 month.
She told Walters she sued for half the company, but settled for $14 million after discovering Trump's balance sheet wasn't as big as she thought.
Is Donald broke?
You know, I don't think nobody really knows.
Ivana Trump has been married 4 times. Her first husband was the Austrian Alfred Winkelmeyer. From 1977 to 1990, Ivana was married to Donald. She obtained United States citizenship in 1988. In November 1995, Trump married Italian entrepreneur and international businessman Riccardo Mazzucchelli. However, they divorced in 1997. During the summer of 1997, she began a relationship with Italian aristocrat Count Goffredo Gaetani dell'Aquila d'Aragona Lovatelli, which lasted until his death in 2005. Ivana dated Italian actor and model Rossano Rubicondi for 6 years before marrying him on April 12, 2008. Despite their significant age difference, she was 59 and he was 36 at the time of their wedding. The couple's lavish $3 million ceremony, attended by 400 guests, was hosted by Ivana's ex-husband Donald at Mar-a-Lago, with Ivanka serving as her maid of honor. Ivana and Rubicondi divorced less than a year later. Rubicandi passed away on October 29, 2021, reportedly from melanoma. Ivana Trump is a grandmother to 10 grandchildren. In the late 2010s, she reportedly divided her time between New York City, Miami, and Saint-Tropez. She claims fluency in Czech, English, German, French, and Russian. On February 14, 1989, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C., suggested a preliminary inquiry into Trump's ties to Czechoslovakia, prompted by information from a confidential source. The FBI New York field office initiated the inquiry the following week, which reportedly lasted at least 2 years. In March 2023, it came to light that Ivana had been under investigation by the FBI's Counterintelligence Division regarding allegations linked to her native Czechoslovakia. On July 14, 2022, at the age of 73, Ivana, who reportedly had been frail in her final months, passed away due to blunt impact injuries to the torso sustained from falling downstairs at her home on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Following her death, her ex-husband, former U.S. President Donald Trump, along with their 3 children and numerous politicians and celebrities, expressed their condolences on social media. Her funeral took place on July 20th at the Church of St. Vincent Ferrer, a Roman Catholic church near her residence. Ivana was laid to rest at the Trump National Golf Club Bedminster in Bedminster, New Jersey. Ivana's estate, valued at $32 million, was left behind. In her will, the majority of her assets were designated to be divided among Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. Other beneficiaries included her personal friend Evelyn Gallant and the family's former nanny, Dorothy Curry.